of the week in BYU sports came from Oklahoma City, where the men's basketball team played in the NCAA tournament. Jeremy Jordan has more.
Inside the Ford Center in Oklahoma City, BYU looks to win in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 1993. 7-seed BYU faced 10-seed Florida in the first round of the NCAA tournament Thursday. Unlike the 3 previous NCAA tournament losses, BYU did not start slow. The Cougars and Gators were fairly even through the first 12 minutes before a Chandler Parsons 3 gave Florida a 5-point lead. 3 minutes later, the Cougars trailed by 7 points before Michael Lloyd Jr. sparked life into the Cougars.
Moving that ball, relying on the pass, and outside this is Lloyd. There's by Walker today, a runner inside. Lloyd popping the 3.
I just want to help the team as much as I can, and tonight it happened to be a little bit more than it has in the past, but I know that I can come in and contribute.
BYU finished the half on a 14-5 run, holding Florida to a single field goal the final 7 minutes to take a 2-point lead into halftime. In the second half, Jimmer Fredette took over, scoring 10 of BYU's first 14 points. A Jackson Emery 3 gave the Cougars what appeared to be an insurmountable 13-point advantage with 9 minutes left, but Florida chomped back. Kenny Boynton scored 14 points in a 5.5-minute span to give the Gators a 3-point lead with 2.5 to play. Moments later, up 1, the Gators' Chandler Parsons hit a 3, but the Cougars weren't deterred. With ice in his veins, Jackson Emery took a 3 that likely would have ended the game had he missed. He didn't.
What a display of 3-point shooting here in the second half.
Oh, what a shot outside. A terrific-looking 3, and Jackson Emery puts it down.
Florida's Vernon Macklin made just 1 of 2 free throws on the other end, and Jimmer and the Cougars had a chance to tie.
Defense. And Fredette slips in right there and ties it at 75.
The Gators had the last look for a chance to win.
It's picked up by Lloyd. 2 seconds.
BYU went to overtime in the NCAA tournament for only the second time in school history. Florida jumped out to a 4-point lead, but Michael Lloyd Jr. scored all 6 points for the Cougars to tie the game at 81-81.
Then Lloyd gets the loose ball with another spin move and puts it down over Walker.
No, just the way we got there, being down 4 with 1.5 minutes. I mean, we were just ecstatic to be in overtime because we knew it was our time to shine. And then we got down 4 early, and it just shows something about our character that we're not going to stop fighting.
Florida had another shot at a game winner.
Stay on him.
If 7 straight losses in the first round wasn't enough drama, BYU was going to a second overtime. Michael Lloyd Jr. and Jimmer Fredette scored 16 of BYU's 18 in the second session to give the Cougars a 99-92 victory.
That's it. BYU has won their first round game in the NCAA tournament since 1993, stopping a string of 7 consecutive first-round losses.
Well, I'm really proud of our players. I thought it was a really hard-fought game, and you get a double overtime win, and you know, it makes you feel that much better.
You know, it's a huge step for us and for this program, for our community, and to get that monkey off our backs is amazing. And now we're ready to go for Saturday. We want to try to continue to advance in this tournament, but this was a huge win for us, and it feels great.
Oh yeah, Jimmer did terrific once again. I mean, that's kind of what you expect out of Jimmer every game, and then you just expect other guys to step up, and tonight was Mike Lloyd.
We've been knowing from the beginning of the season that we've been hearing that we have a special group of guys. We know from the beginning of the season that this is what we want to accomplish, this win. And I didn't grow up watching BYU, but now that I'm here, this is my school. You know, BYU, I'm a Cougar, and hearing that 1993 stuff, that goes away now.
One of the most important goals we had to start this season was to get to this tournament and advance, and we're advancing.
Ever since I got here last year, you know, I felt like this was a special group of guys, and hopefully we can keep going in this thing.
You know, 50 minutes of basketball possibly, I mean, that was a crazy atmosphere, you know what I mean?
BYU prepared for Kansas State in the second round Saturday night.
We're playing a really good Kansas State team, but I think that the challenge is what our players are ready for, and we look forward to our game tomorrow.
BYU's is gifted an offensive team, and so it's going to be a big challenge for our guys.
You know, obviously we have a very tough game on Saturday against Kansas State, and you know, if we were to win that game, it would be great for us to be able to go back to Salt Lake and play in front of kind of a home crowd, basically. And that would be a great thing for our program, for our fans and everything. But, you know, obviously we can't look ahead. We got a huge game coming up, and they're a very, very, very talented team, so we have to be ready to go.
Saturday night, BYU faced second-seeded Kansas State out of the Big 12. The Cougars attempted to dance into the Sweet 16 in Salt Lake City for the first time since 1981. BYU roared to a 10-0 lead to start the game on 2 Jackson Emery three-pointers.
Screen by Miles, and that's a 3, and it's put in by Jackson Emery.
However, Denny Clemente and the Wildcats went on a 9-2 run to make it 12-9. The Cougars extended that lead back out to double digits on a Jonathan Tavernari three-pointer, but a Wally Judge throwdown and a 22-4 run in the last 8:05 of the half gave the Wildcats a 10-point lead at the break. Jacob Pullen hit 5 threes and scored 16 of his 20 first-half points in a 5-minute span to lead K-State. In the second half, BYU showed the grit that got them to this point. BYU cut the lead to 5 on a Jackson Emery bucket and Jimmer Fredette 3, but Kansas State pulled an Alex Trebek. They had all the answers.
Pullen for 3, Hawes with the close, another 3, 6 from downtown for Jacob Pullen.
I mean, their guards are unreal. You know, Clemente and Pullen are just as good as he gets, and it was a real battle, you know, trying to, stop him and trying to contain him, and at the same time, trying to stop him from offensive rebound.
You know, good teams are going to hit shots, and you just hope that they miss.
Denny Clemente scored 10 in the second half, and Jacob Pullen added 14 to finish with the career-high 34 points to give the Wildcats a sizable advantage with 2:15 left. The Cougars scrapped and clawed their way back with some free throws, but the Wildcats went on to win 84-72, ending BYU's season.
You can't believe that it's over. It's hard to know that, you lose a lot of games, but you think, you know what, we'll bounce back the next time. But, there's not a next time. The next time's next season.
You know, there comes a time where other teams, are going to be really physical with you, and you just have to have, players make plays, and their players made more plays than we did.
They're relentless on the boards, and they knock down a lot of shots, and they're just a really good basketball team, well coached, and we fought right to the end and did everything we could.
They forced turnovers for us. They did what they did great, offensive rebound, and they hit shots. And we weren't able to stop them from doing that, from doing what they do.
We had a great season. We were able to get past the first round finally, and we ran into a really good team tonight, and they just played a little bit better than we did.
We had a lot more on our agenda, but for the most part, we gave our best, and that's all you can ask for.
This was a special year for me to be able to coach these guys, and I'm really, really proud of them.
With the loss, BYU finishes the season 30-6, the most wins by any BYU team in a season. And they win for the first time in the NCAA tournament since 1993. In Oklahoma City, Jerem Jordan, True Blue.